This is On Air with JP. On today's show, got the Nitty Gritty for you. A local non-charity Champs Heart continuing to honor veterans with a special room at their location. I'll tell you about that. The challenges of traveling to a bowling ball tournament in Baton Rouge are upon me. I'm just wondering, and good people doing good things. Let's get to it. Oh, TGIF. If you are wanting to see Morgan Wallen in 2025, prepare to spend your life savings. His I'm the Problem tour, stadium tour, is expensive. He's going to hit 19 stadiums across the country. It's going to kick off June 20th in Houston. He'll hit Canada and Seattle and Foxborough and some of the big ones. He'll have Brooks and Dunn, Miranda Lambert, Ella Langley, Co Wetzel, Gavin Adcock, Thomas Rhett, Corey Kent, Ann Wilson. They'll rotate through. And people are blown away with the prices. I looked at some, and I love Morgan Wallen. He's probably my favorite artist right now as far as all of the big mainstreams go. I wouldn't spend the money. I don't know how you can justify it. With all, who knows how much the tickets are, but when you get, the fees and everything that go along with it, it's crazy. So people are upset about it, and I'm going to say rightfully so. Rightfully so. Darius Rucker has left the country. For good as of right now. Who knows? But here's what I would do. If I had all that money, I'd probably have houses here and there and everywhere. But he is ready for a new chapter of his life. He packed up, and he was leaving some teases on social media. What do you think we're doing? Well, he announced that he and his dogs, Freddie and Larry, have moved to London. He says, I can't move to London and not play UK shows. He's promoting some new shows abroad as well. So, yeah, enjoy. I'd probably go other places as well if I had the opportunity. Darius Rucker, out of the country. And that is the Nitty Gritty. Really cool story at EastIdahoNews.com today about Champs Heart. The nonprofit recently unveiled a space filled with the display cases thanking veterans for their service. And if you're not familiar with Champs Heart, they are a nonprofit that offers special needs children, veterans, first responders, domestic violence and assault survivors the opportunity to connect with horses. I've been there a handful of times, and they just do amazing work. And this veterans case is really cool. The space, which is named the Veterans Memorial Room, appropriately, has some display cases that show depth known as shadow boxes, and each shadow box contains 6 stars. Those stars, each one has a veteran's name, the branch of the service that they were in, and where they served. It's a really cool thing. It's a great thing that Champs Heart is doing for the community. Using some space to recognize our veterans is always a good thing. And again, this story, you can read more about it. And if you're not familiar with Champs Heart, it is a really, really great organization here in East Idaho. You can see the full story at EastIdahoNews.com. I'm JP, and I'm just wondering. Thought we'd have a little bit of fun today with the I'm just wondering question of the day. You're going to torture somebody with a song, and you're going to play it on repeat. What song are you choosing? I would probably go the What the Fox Says. Man, that song still annoys me. Deanna says, Seasons in the Sun. My hubby hates that song. Not only the song choice, but who she's going to torture with it. Alex says, American Authors, Best Day of My Life. I don't necessarily hate that one, but I can see that one for sure. A handful of people have said The Baby Shark. David and Randy. Sam says Aqua, Barbie Girl. Oh, my Barbie Girl. Yeah. All right, we'll stop there. Kim says Sweet Caroline. Really? Sweet Caroline? Ba, ba, ba. Donald, I'm Henry VIII. I am. Yeah, that's an annoying one. Second verse, same as the first. Yeah. Lacey, I'm not sure if I know this song. Lamb Chops. This is the song that never ends, she says. I might have to Google that. A couple people have said the Barney theme song. That's a good one. So go ahead and sound off on our Facebook page. You're going to torture somebody And if you want to be like Deanna and tell me who you're going to torture with a song as well, that's cool. You're going to torture them with a song over and over and over and play it on repeat. Which song are you choosing? Let me know on Facebook at 105 The Hawk. I'm JP, and I'm just wondering. 'Tis the drive home on 105 The Hawk. Morgan Wallen, Love Somebody. I'm JP. The challenges of traveling to a bowling tournament, flying in Baton Rouge from Idaho Falls. My roommate and I have been looking at flights. We're trying to figure out how to get our bowling equipment. There's a thing called Bowling Ball Express that basically goes through UPS and how many bowling balls do we want to take? What's the cheapest route? So we're battling through. We fly out of Idaho Falls. We're going to drive to Salt Lake City. What's more beneficial? It's like, kind of splitting hairs between time driving versus the more money spent to fly out of Idaho Falls. But we get there later, like 9 o'clock at night versus 4 o'clock if we fly out of, and then got to figure out how we're going to get our bowling gear there. He wants to take 6 bowling balls. He wants to pay to have 6 bowling balls shipped. I'm like, my God, I don't know. But if he sends 6, that will leave room for me to probably put an extra bowling ball in his box of bowling ball that we're going to ship. And then do we not ship any bowling balls and we buy stuff there? So Baton Rouge, Easter weekend, we'll get it figured out. That's like what I told him today. We'll get it figured out. It'll all come together. He's a whole lot more stressed than I am. 105 The Hawk, number 1 for New Country. You're going to be watching the Super Bowl coming up next Sunday. Not sure if I am. A lot of people are saying boycott. We'll see. I will say this. It is nice to see fan bases coming together to support players on other teams. It was last week where Bills Mafia stepped up and wanted to raise a bunch of money for tight end for the Ravens, Mark Andrews, after he dropped what would have been a game-time pass in the end zone with about a minute left. It wasn't necessarily going to be the game winner, but it would have given them a chance to maybe send the game into overtime. So Bills Mafia has helped Mark Andrews and his Type 1 Diabetes Foundation raise almost $150,000 since then. Well, the Ravens, they call themselves the Ravens Flock. They decided to raise money for Buffalo Bills tight end, Dalton Kincaid, who dropped the pass that would have allowed the Bills to continue playing and maybe win that game against the Chiefs. Well, his fund is for autism. Dalton Kincaid's charity is an autism charity. And the Raven Flock was like, well, let's jump up and let's help this guy out. And quickly, they were like, let's raise $10,000. Well, that got passed. Let's raise $20,000. That got passed. They've currently raised since earlier this week almost $23,000, and they're pushing for $40,000. So it's fun to see fan bases step up and realize that there are bigger things than the game, although we want our teams to win the big one. When they are able to step up and do the right thing is always good. So good people doing good things, Bills Mafia and the Raven Flock. Thanks for listening, and get the full show with your favorite songs and artists each weekday between 2 and 7 on 105 The Hawk.